Rundown. I went golfing early this morning. Actually, late last night, there's a new house that came on the market. I showed it 4 times from like 6:30 till 9 at night. So it was late. I didn't get home till late. Woke up, golf first thing in the morning, which is a lot of fun. Went with a high school buddy. Shot my best round in, I don't even know, 5 years, which is great. Felt great. And working a little bit in the office. And then we're moving stuff out of our Rouse's Point office today. So you guys will see footage of that. And then I have I guess photo shoot. Call it a photo shoot. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, photo shoot with BBG today, Boyer Benner Group. So that should be fun. I think it's me and Aaron, so we'll get stuff on camera. Aaron's a hoot. And as of right now, that might be it. Maybe come back, work a little bit, and then hopefully home early tonight because I was home way too late last night. So I don't like staying out too late 2 nights in a row. So hopefully home tonight, spend time with the kids tonight, hang out, dinner and all that jazz, and that's it. So Jordy will get as much as she can today. We're gonna challenge Jordy today to be super creative, right? And up the B-roll and up all the good stuff, and then yeah, that's the day. Hope you guys enjoy. Episode 28. 28, wow, 28, there we go. Fine details, all about them. Now, my least favorite part about putting in listings is writing the description. I don't know how people actually read the description. Some people are like really into it. I'm not a great writer, so they're not the best. So one yesterday I was actually joking. I was like, oh, like here's the back deck. You can sit out and watch the deer roam. And I was like, there's no way I'm putting the deer, like, so there's certain, like, you can make the remarks. I've seen people try to tell a story. I think there's people that try to like tap into like emotional stuff, which I think is great. I don't know how many people actually really read through that because I think a lot of times you look at the photos, beds, baths, square footage, and they're kind of like, I want to see it. Location, obviously. So I'm not the best at writing stuff, but then I also think a lot of it's just kind of, you're trying to hit some quick things on it. So I don't think the description is that important. Big stickler for photos though. Photos are important. I don't think the description's that big of a deal. So my descriptions are usually kind of choppy. They can be nice if I put a lot of effort into them. I've done some good ones before, but I always find it funny when you put like funny things like sit on the deck and watch the sunset and the deer roam and like cool breeze going through it. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but I prefer just to have enough, the only thing I need, just a little bit. Other thing, Jordy, photo order, like pictures, and when you actually put them on, the order of the photos actually matter. I think they matter quite a bit. So I'm also a stickler on really what you want to do. And Jordy, if you want to zoom in here, a couple things. We have too many photos, so I'm going to delete some of these photos because we don't need a ton. The other thing is, this is the thing with problem with photos. You don't need 6 photos of the kitchen. That's just, like photos you could have 2 or 3 depending on the size. The kitchen's kind of the centerpiece of your home. Bedrooms, you really only need 1, master maybe 2. The whole purpose of photos is to get someone in the house, not necessarily sell them the house from the photos. They're gonna go look at the house. So just give them enough, it's like give them a taste. Give them enough to get in the house and then let the house hopefully show well and entice them to buy. So, too many photos is not good, and then too many angles of stuff isn't good because you kind of want to leave a little bit for people to wonder.
Would you say there's an average amount of photos you put on each listing?
12 to 15 max. So you can see I'm down to like, and then from here now it makes it easier because I'm only looking at what 10, maybe 15, maybe a little bit more, 20 photos. So do a photo there, probably do a front picture. I might hit it with that. So again, even though it doesn't flow this way, I like the look better. Sometimes I like going like the order that the house goes in.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think you take precedence by the nicer spots in the house. Hey, Maggie and Brian, it's Gail and Trombley. Just giving you guys a call to follow up. Nicolette from my office should have sent you over some information yesterday on the question that you had asked on that property on Route 11. Just give me a ring back when you get a chance, 518-572-0088. Thanks. You obviously grow business-wise when you know more people and have a better relationship with people, but as soon as you meet these people, and not everybody's going to want to use you, but at the end of the day, you're still establishing relationships. And I always look at it too, like there's plenty of people that I've met in my career that 100% had a different agent they were going to use or had used or whatever. And then over time, not that you're like stealing clients away, it'd be the same thing. People might have a company that you're already working with, but if you start forming a relationship, eventually it leads to, hey, actually, we are looking to get rid of our printer, and we know you better than the other guy. We feel more comfortable dealing with you because we know you. And that's a lot of business. It's the know, like, and trust aspect. Tried to save the one. Sorry, tried to save you one. Sorry, I can't. Jordy, I'm getting mild dyslexia.
What do you mean?
I'm reading the side of that thing, and I just read it wrong. I'm having a hard time. Try to save you one. I totally read it wrong. What are you eating, Jordy?
French fries and chicken fries.
From where?
Burger King.
Is that hashtag local matters, Jordy?
No.
It's okay. Also has like chicken stuff probably.
Where?
A lot of downtown places.
Yeah.
The best thing that can happen to a potato.
Cutting the fry.
I doubt it. You ever been to Aleka's? Latitude 44, Iris's, much better French fries.
They are. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Iris's has the best truffle fries.
Okay. Good. Truffle fries, Greek fries, and then sweet potato fries at Latitude. We hit them all, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Local matters.
Do that. We should have a Friday.
On a Friday. So when one of the cool things that I've noticed as I've gotten I've had more years involved in real estate, is that a lot of agents, because we're all kind of it's a small club of people. There's only about 150. And I would say if you really even break down the amount of agents that are on the board that are very active agents, you could probably argue it's under 50 people that are, I would say, in it day to day. Maybe a little bit more, but it's definitely not 150 that are super active. So what you get a lot of times is like we just had a conversation. I just had a conversation with an agent about a house that they have listed. We kind of went over the price. I gave my opinion, and we kind of came to a general consensus where we think the offer should be, which is good. The seller's a little high. My client made a kind of a lower offer earlier in the week. Where I think is actually was a fair offer, and this agent does too. So it's kind of nice once you've been in the business a while that agents from other offices they value your opinion on stuff too. Because at the end of the day, even though I look at all the agents in our market as coworkers, even though they don't work at our office, I still got to work with them on deals, whether it be in the buyer or seller side. So I still look at them as coworkers. So it's kind of cool when some of those agents, and last year I had an agent locally that's done a ton of listings, and it's actually been kind of a very a good person to strive for. They're just a really good agent locally, and they reached out to me about what was my opinion on a certain house and price and everything, and that was kind of cool because it just kind of gives you a little that's a very good compliment when you have a very seasoned agent that does a lot of listings asking for your opinion on their listings. So that was kind of cool. Last year was the first time that happened to me, but it gives you a little, like I said, that's like a really cool compliment, especially from this agent who has been around for decades, and not saying that they're old, just they're very good, very wise, a lot of years. So yeah, that's cool. So I'm looking at possibly getting a new vehicle soon. So we're just saying that we hate when salespeople come up and say, well, what do you want to pay? Like, obviously, I don't know, 0. Like, that's my answer. It's kind of a, obviously an exaggerated answer. But then, but then I get it why they ask it, because I'd say the same thing when I'm going to list a home. The reason is I know roughly where the home's going to sell for. The problem is I gotta see where the client is in regards to realistic expectations, because I have to treat different people different ways based off what they tell me. So if they're like, hey, listen, if I think a house is worth $200,000, they're like, we were hoping to get 200, 190, be okay, great. Hey, we're definitely going to get that. Let's try to be strategic now. If they're like, well, we were hoping to get like 240, you know, if I come in and say, well, I think it's worth 200, like, oh, we wanted 240, see you later. You know, that, so there's always like, there's ways to do it. You know, and at the end of the day, realistically, I tell sellers, if you're selling your home, my job is to come in and give you information on the home. I'm not, you know, I really don't set the price. I give you a suggested price where I think it should go based on your timing and your plans and what's more important. Is it money or timing? Do you want to maximize the price? Do you want to minimize days on the market? What's more important to you? And that helps me factor in what the list price would be. Also the actives and the listings and the pendings and everything else. Or not the listings, but the sold prices. So I factor all that in. Now, if they say something that's unrealistic, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, you guys can ask whatever you want. You own the home. I'm just letting you know this is where I think it's going to sell for. I think the price maybe you're asking is too high. It probably won't even appraise out. And there's a lot of ways that you can get objections to pricing if they're unrealistic. Some people aren't super unrealistic. Sometimes they're just a little higher. And you're like, hey, you know what? We'll test it. Why not? We'll try it. You know, if in a couple weeks we get nothing or 30 days, then we'll just drop it down to where I thought we should sell. And then usually you can get by that way too. So there's different ways that you can handle it. But at the end of the day, kind of back to the car thing, like I do ask people, you know, kind of what are you thinking? Because it's not to give me a price or like I kind of have a number roughly where I think. The only reason I'm asking you that is because I want to see if you're kind of in line with my thinking and what the market's doing. Purely for the idea that it will save me, you know, I got to kind of handle what objection or how, you know, how to kind of handle the situation. So that's it. So I do sympathize a little bit with car people when they ask that. I know what they're trying to get at. So we're moving a bunch of stuff out of the old Rouse's Point office. I'm just trying to get out of here without scraping my car. Oh, not bad. So basically we just moved a bunch of stuff out, threw it in a big dumpster. We're renting out the building. We're still gonna have a little bit of a space there to work out of, but for the most part, we're gonna be renting it out. So that's what we did. I was in the basement, super hot, and I honestly, I don't know how much stuff I grabbed. I'm hoping I didn't like catch anything because it was pretty gross down there, but and there's a bunch of stuff inside. So the Rouse's Point office, we moved, that's been around forever. Well, as long as since I was a kid, and since we moved to Plattsburgh, I haven't spent as much time there, but I'll be honest, the first like 7 years of real estate, I spent a lot of time up in Rouse's Point at that office. So it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of a cool place to visit. But obviously now being in Plattsburgh is way more convenient for a lot of reasons. But it's still nice to come up here. So he's willing to sell it. What would have to happen is the date on it would be a closing in April, and he would rent it for $1,200 a month to the person that was willing to buy it, and $400 of that would go towards the actual purchase price.
Someone's calling you.
Well, I missed it. Not every day you get to drive a convertible, an Audi convertible.
You look good, brother.
This is a day in the life, just randomly not knowing what we're doing.
Smile. Give a little cheese. He's not afraid to weed. You see it? I love it.
Okay, Jordy, we see it. I'll redo the whole thing. Here, we redo it.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay, does it look better now?
A little more down on this side, a little more.
Watch the curve. You filming? So what do you want, the recap of the day? Okay, sorry, I forgot what we were doing. We did a bunch of cool things today. It was kind of a weird day. I went golfing earlier. We didn't get any footage of that. That was my bad. Jordy was not with me at the time. Got back here, did a little bit of work. Put some signs up, which is good. Pending signs we just did on the way up to move stuff out of the office. Then we came back. We'll show you some B-roll footage. We went and shot some marketing video stuff today, which is really fun. And now it's late, much later than we anticipated, so we're hustling to get out of here. That's episode, what, 28? 28 vlog. See you next week. Again, questions, comments, suggestions, put it down in the comments below. And make sure you tag Jordan and shout her out and say what a wonderful job she's doing. That's it. Bye, guys.